All right, folks, we are back for more Granblue fans versus Rising action for you. And don't worry about the swimsuit Belial, I promise. Well, I mean, for some of you this might just be disappointing, but I promise he's not the main focus of this video. I just happen to have the Granblue versus official Twitter open right now. So here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. Patch 1.5, the Versusia patch. But I think I'm gonna upload this on the 16th. So I think it's coming out, you know, in just a couple of days here. The patch notes themselves will be coming out on Saturday is the idea. But we have some breadcrumbs. We have some information already. They've been posting these little previews every day, seemingly kind of counting down to the patch, trying to build some hype. And we've got quite a bit of information about a few different characters here. So we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over also what we saw in the Versusia trailer. This is not explained in words necessarily. Let me move myself over here, by the way, too. Probably a better idea. But yeah, it's not explained like in words, but we definitely can see some differences here. Now, I think it's important to probably say adjustments are currently under development and are subject to change. Right? It's a good thing to get out there in the beginning. This may not be exactly the same, but honestly, at this point, I mean, I don't know anything, but like, with how close we are to the patch, if they showed something on like the 16th of August and the patch has come out on the 20th, I can't imagine it's going to be that different. So this should be a relatively good marker here for like how certain things will change. Before we get into it, you know how it is. You know, listen, man, we're on YouTube. We gotta do that shit. And if you like the video, like the video. If you want to subscribe, that'll be amazing. I appreciate it. Helps out a lot. Helps the channel out. And you know, if you don't want to yet, let's see if we can earn it over the course of the video. Also, apparently, you are now manually breathing. Yeah, let me move chat up here above my head too, so they're slightly less obtrusive. Okay, so real quick. Very important to go over, I think. This is not going to be everything, obviously. Like, even specifically for, like, you know, so Gran, there's a couple of different changes for Gran here, right? The odds that this is every change in the patch for Gran are about 0%, right? This is supposed to be a very large patch, right? So even though there's, you know, 2 sets of buffs or changes here displayed for Gran, there's probably going to be a lot more, right? These are previews. With that being said, enough. Though I love my further ado, I will now stop the further ado and we can talk about it. So, Gran is the first one we have here. And this one was released kind of like right after Evo, right? So this one's pretty old. But yeah, his power raise, so that's his little 5U. You can see him there charging it up. Is this a video, right? No, it's just an image. Okay, unfortunate. But yeah, his little power raise there is 3 levels instead of 5 right now, so it'll be a lot easier for him to get that max charge. That's good. I mean, I see Gran's using this 5U a little bit more than I used to, but you know, probably still a good idea to buff it. Gran in general, I think a character who's a little underpowered, right? He feels a little power crept by like Jita's very existence. So, you know, bringing him up a little bit, maybe bringing her down a little bit, is probably not a bad idea. Can I use follow-up attacks at each level and charge level display added? So the follow-up attacks, I don't think we see in this right here, but basically I imagine that means that at every level you can combo off of this thing to an extent, right? I imagine you get a better follow-up the higher you go, but that's good, right? I mean, I don't think Gran necessarily needed help with like mid-screen damage or corner carry or something. Yeah, they also have the visual indicator right there, right of the charge. I'm not sure that Gran needed help with like his damage in the mid-screen or something, but it might be better corner carry, which I guess, yeah, that is one of the things that separates him and Jita, right? Jita definitely gets much better corner carry off of stray hits than Gran does. So like this sounds good to me, right? Again, it's gonna be hard to like say it holistically, like, oh, is this good or bad for Gran overall, because we have to see the full patch. But like as a little preview, I like this. I think this is all good. What are Gran's problems? I mean, mainly, I would say, again, Gran he's not horrible. He's just a little undertuned in a lot of different things, right? Like him and Jita, for example, to compare, just because Jita is sort of the gold standard of this right now, right? Like he does more damage on average per hit than Jita, right? But the thing is, he gets both of them basically want to play a little whiff punish, like walk back, walk forward, footsies game, and neutral with you, hit you, take you to the corner, and then kill you for it, right? Because they both have like, you know, good buttons, good like whiff punish tools. They're relatively fast with the exact same forward and back walk speed, right? Gran and Jita. So they're supposed to just like play that kind of mid-screen game, get the hit in the mid-screen, get you to the corner, and that's where they both get much scarier, right? But Gran doesn't quite get the same amount of corner carry. His buttons are, at least for that whiff punish, walk back, walk forward, sort of footsies game, a little worse than Jita's. They're a little better in some ways for corner pressure, because he's got like a plus on block, 2M, and all that, right? His U skills are way worse than Jita's, right? Like U-Boot and Jita U-Rekka are like a different world. U-Rekka is like better on hit and safe on block. Boot is worse on hit and punishable on block, right? Like his U skills are worse, his buttons are a little bit worse for his game plan, his corner carry is like noticeably worse, right? He's got, I mean, some of his jumping buttons are a little, like his JH I think is a better JH than Jita's, but it's kind of overall like what they want to do, right? Jita just does better in every conceivable way for the most part, except that, you know, on average, Gran will get more damage if he finds that hit in the corner. It's just a little bit harder for him to do so, right? Yo, Nazda, thanks for the follow. Anyway, let's not get too far into the weeds of this. But yeah, like, the general idea is I'm okay with Gran getting a little buffed. And here's another one, too. So this is interesting, right? This one we actually have a video for. So his overdrive surge, this is the boot, right? Light overdrive surge now combos into heavy overdrive surge. I mean, this is better corner carry for Gran, right? Like that straight up, just point blank period. Like you can go like auto combo, light boot, heavy boot, and this is going to be more corner carry for the boy, right? Because before that, you might have had to do like you can probably do, because right now Gran does like auto combo, EX fireball, you know, far M heavy boot, far M heavy boot or something, and that's his corner carry for the mid screen. Now you can go, you know, auto combo, EX fireball, far M, light boot, heavy boot. It's just going to be more corner carry. So I think I like this. We were just talking about one of the big things I think that separates Gran and Vegeta is corner carry, and this gets better corner carry for the boy, right? I'm totally down with this change. New setup. Yeah, I'm sure there's also going to be other things, like maybe he can probably like frame trap with this, maybe, I'm not sure. He can light boot on block and then maybe delay it for a second, heavy boot, and try to like frame trap you. I'm not certain, but regardless, it's better corner carry at least on its face. So that's all that I need right there. Yeah, so honestly, like, okay, so those are the only two things that we know that are for sure that are different about Gran. I mean, it's a couple of things, I suppose. These are the only two posts. Again, I'm sure there's more. And by the way, real quick, we're not going to talk about it. So, there are not a lot of, well, there are no nerfs that are officially broadcast here, at least as far as I'm aware. I haven't looked through all of them. But from what I've seen so far, there are no nerfs, right? Now, that doesn't mean that there will be no nerfs in the patch. It seems, though, certainly, that Cygames are much more on the side of they want to buff a lot of the lower up characters, right? To get higher up there. I would imagine there's some outlier characters. Of course, everyone is looking at, like, you know, your Niers, your Seoxes, your Siegfrieds, your Belials, right? Like maybe your Lancelots, I mean, something like that, right? People are looking at those characters, trying to maybe Beatrix still, right? I don't know. Some people are still unhappy with her. So like, there are probably nerfs coming. It's just not it doesn't really build up that much hype when you're trying to preview something counting down to a patch to like show all the ways you've made some characters worse, right? Yeah, I agree, Topaz, exactly. I don't think it's good for building hype, which is what they're trying to do. Right. Yo, Suki, thank you for gifting a sub to Azure right there. Get them out of ad hell, hopefully. Much appreciated, man. Your support is greatly appreciated as always. My goat. Okay. So, also, real quick, there is like an unconfirmed sort of, I think it's Elsa. Elsa, very, very strong Nier player. I think posted sort of a comparison picture of like, in one of the, at Evo, right? Someone screenshotted this like little power raise gauge for Gran right there. And like, in that screenshot, Nier had done a combo to Gran, and then Elsa did like what they thought was the same combo, I think, and like it did a little bit less damage. But again, like I want to stick to things that are mostly confirmed. That is, the Evo build is much more subject to change than the things we're seeing right now, and again, you know, so maybe Nier does less damage. That wouldn't be surprising to me, but I'm not gonna, you know, we don't know that for sure. Suki, you're a madman. Thank you. Yeah, 66 gift subs. Well, I just got 67. That is all I'll give. You have done more than enough. Thank you very much. Thank you for the sub to nothing there. Get him out of ad jail. You're good, man. Please. I appreciate your support, but you're fine. You don't need to do any more. Okay, let's keep going. Lucilius, right? Lucilius. These two characters so far are the only two that we knew even beforehand were changed at the Evo build, right? There's a couple ones for Lucilius here too. M and H Iscariot will now raise his blade level by 1. Again, no video for this. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty damn nice. Again, one of the big things with Lucilius is kind of one of these setup characters in a way. It's how I like to describe them, right? Setup characters like Grimnir, like Vasaraga. It sounds weird, but like, he is that same kind of character where like he needs to get part of him going, part of his kit going before he's like a real fully fledged character, right? But his setup, while his setup is, once Lucilius gets to blade level 5, he's ridiculous, right? He's got like 2 second, 3 second cooldowns or something, and his damage is insane. It's really, really, really hard for him to get there, right? So giving him some ways to raise his blade level a little bit easier, I don't mind this at all. I think these are, you know, relatively common combo enders in you know, for Lucilius too. Sometimes he just like sticks this out in the mid screen too to try poke with it, right? So like, this seems good to me, man. I got no problems with this. Again, Lucilius, I think not a garbage, like, you know, hot dog water character. There's very few of those in the game, right? Well, one of them is in these previews, and we'll talk about him in a second. Our little blonde himbo boy. There's very few like full on like dog water characters in this game. Lucilius is a little underpowered though, for sure. Like I would be very happy to get Lucilius a little bit stronger, and this looks like it's what's happening, especially with everyone around him getting buffed, right? You got to think that the landscape of the game is going to be very different. So if everyone's getting buffed, Lucilius can definitely take some too. This is another one. This is nice. I mean, this is basically, I imagine this just basically is going to increase Lucilius' combo damage in the corner a little bit, right? This little up-down that he does right here, it bounces a little bit higher. You can get a 2M extension right there, they show you, right? I don't even know if you need to Raging Strike after or not. I imagine you can extend that with something other than Raging Strike, but still. I imagine just take a mild buff to Lucilius' corner damage. I don't think Lucilius' damage is necessarily the problem, right? I think Lucilius was a relatively high damage character, even in the mid-screen, right? But like still, I guess, you know, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. You know, just kind of buffing him a little bit across the board isn't necessarily that big of a deal in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, again, Lucilius, a little bit of an underpowered character. I think kind of similar to Gran in my eyes. I'm okay with seeing both of them get some love. Again, there's more, and in fact, for Lucilius, we can see there's a little bit more in the Versusia trailer. We'll go over that too, because that's our other source of semi-confirmed character changes, right? So here's some new stuff, right? Here's stuff that I had not seen until I was kind of, going through and looking at the Twitter, right? I think there's also new combos and stuff, because the most visual change, yeah. This stuff you can see really easily, right? Being like, oh, we made this, like, we took this up from like +2 on block to +3 on block. Might not sound very exciting for most people, but it means, if you have a 6-frame light, for example, maybe you can actually pressure without being thrown out of it. Anyway. So this is interesting. This is Percival buffs. Percy, I don't think is that bad, honestly. But again, everyone's getting buffed seemingly, right? Everyone who isn't like, I imagine, I don't know this, but from the general feeling of it, I imagine that everyone's getting buffed except for like, the gods of the game are probably getting brought down a bit. So even though Percival I don't think is a particularly weak character, like Percival is notably, to me, noticeably better than like Gran and Lucilius, right? But he's still getting buffed. So sure, why not? So his Traumerei, my German is rusty, but his Traumerei is getting buffed. Can be followed up with attacks when 5 or more orbs are stocked, and the follow-up window increases based on the number of orb stocks. You see Percival's got 5 orbs right there, right? And he goes auto combo into it. So I guess his Traumerei is that little U stock right there. They say what the Grand power level does, just got here. It's the same thing. It's his 5U. It's the same thing it always was. It's just now instead of having 5 levels of charge, it has 3 and has a little gauge, and you can follow up off of it more. But it's the 5U thing that he's charging up. That's what it's called. But yeah, so when he gets 5 stocks and he hits you with auto combo into the little Traumerei right there, you can follow it up. And apparently, yeah, the follow-up window increases based on how many stocks you have. So imagine if you had like 8 or something, it's even better. Needing 5 is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I mean 5 is definitely not. I will say that's a good point actually. But I didn't really fully process that. I don't think I've ever fought a Percival who had 5 stocks, unless he had just done his little U charge up, right? So like while this is a buff, this is obviously better than it used to. I'm not entirely certain this is going to be how like commonly you're going to see Percival do this, right? He basically has to like do the U Traumerei once and then do it again, I suppose, right? It gives him a reason to get more stocks? I suppose so. You need 75 meter? Yeah, maybe. But yeah, so like this is, again though, for this being, this is not the sum total of what they're changing to Percy. And again, Percival, I think, he's kind of fine already. I think Percival, like, I don't think Percival's not, again, Gran and Lucilius are characters that need the buffs a little bit more than Percival. So if the buff is like a little bit situational, I'm not quite as upset. Yeah, someone's also complaining about needing 5 stocks here. But like, I will say, if this is what they're showcasing, I'm not so sure they have like a lot of really banger changes for Percy. But again, honestly, listen, man, my tier list when I made it, I think I have Percy somewhere in like high mid tier, like low, I think high mid tier is where I put him, right? He's fine. I don't think he needs to get a lot better, but this is certainly a bit of a strange buff. Who knows? Maybe I'm no Percival expert. Maybe there's some way they can change their playstyle to make it a little bit more interesting. So here's something. I saw some analysis of this Percy clip, and his heavy combo ender has faster recovery. Interesting. Percy, the midest character, I think he's okay. I mean, again, also mid is not necessarily a bad thing. Mid just means middle of the pack, right? So here's something, right? So this character, Catalina's Light Wall, her 5U, her little parry, right? Counters with the charge version upon defending an attack. Startup and knockback increased for the standard version. Step distance increased. So the video here, at least, shows us, right? She blocks this button from Gran and gets a straight up, like gets a full combo off this in the mid screen, right? We'll definitely take that, right? It's good. I don't mind a little bit more use. This is the interesting one though. So this is a full ass crumple that she gets here, right? Like she's like I'm not entirely sure. I guess she held it for a little bit longer. Talking about the charge version, right? This is a full on crumple that she gets on Gran here into like her full like mid screen corner combo into corner carry, right? Like that's goddamn nice. I will say, Catalina is a little bit of a contentious character. Charge full counters. I like that. Because to me, I think this character is not very good. I've heard a lot of people saying if you have the shield, does the charge fall up automatically? I see. Yeah, so I don't think that Catalina is that good. I've seen a lot of people tell me that she's a lot better than I think she is. She feels to me very similar to Gran. There's things that she does better than Gran. There's things that Gran does better to her than her, at least in my opinion, right? So again, her having like her unique thing, right? This 5U thing that like it's her unique action being a little bit better and a little bit stronger is definitely I got no problem with that whatsoever. You can't hit her shield into cancel anymore? Yeah. So I mean, again, Catalina buffs, I'm very down for. And he seems interested in this. Sure. Mr. MD Poet is either surprised by it or a fan of it. You can never tell. I think he's just right above Percy, somewhere in mid-tier. I would disagree. That's fine. So here's the... Okay, here's interesting ones. Right? Obviously, I'm a Ladiva main. But, like, I was not... This is... If Ladiva was going to get changed in some way or another, I would not have expected this one whatsoever, right? Okay. Here's a preview of Ladiva's Jewel Resort Screwdriver. If you don't know, that's her command grab, right? Her SPD. Light and medium. Damage increased. Medium heavy travels farther upon successful grab. Spacing reduced afterward for more frame advantage. Can now be cancelled into during the latter half of a crossover. And extended whiff recovery. So extended whiff recovery is going to make it more punishable on whiff. I think that's a good thing. Again, I think if you jump command grab, you should get a punish, right? Unless you really mess it up, right? I think so. I'm totally okay with that. The rest of these, though, feel a little interesting. So I actually have not watched this full video, believe it or not, just yet. I've only read the changes, so I'm kind of curious, right? Yeah, so there you see her rolling and then canceling the roll into... Oh, wow. Yeah, she really was... That did not... Hold on a second here. It's a little hard to tell because it kind of bounces him into the corner, but... I mean, she's definitely a lot closer there, right? Like, they walked up and did M headbutt. So if you don't know, M headbutt is like a 27 frame startup. Normally in the corner, right? Like, you can barely get the M headbutt. It hits pretty meaty. She, like, ran up for a little bit and then did the headbutt, right? So it is notably more frame advantage. More corner carry is crazy, too. I would not have expected this at all. Travels farther upon successful grab? That's very odd to me, right? Ladiva has some of the best corner carry in the entire game, point blank period. I mean, it doesn't come from SPD normally, right? But this is odds to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. It doing more damage is fine, I guess. I mean, SPD is not a super high damage move for Ladiva. Her light SPD off of non-technical input does less than a regular throw, if you weren't aware. But, like, I don't know that it needed to do more damage. It's already, like, one of the best moves in the entire game, right? Like light SPD, despite its low damage, is, like, a god tier move, right? Like, it is the entire reason that Ladiva is as bad as she is. Basically, she has that move. Makes sense, so they can't buff Ladiva's neutral? Yeah, I mean, so I guess they're just, like, making... The thing is, though, this is leaning Ladiva even more into just, like, this is even more of, like, a bullshit casino gamba slot machine character, right? If this is the angle the buffs are going for, right? Like, I mean, you don't want to buff her neutral. You don't want to make her weaknesses better, right? But, like, now the character is still going to be... Again, this is not the sum total of changes to Ladiva, but I find this a little bit interesting, for sure. You have to do EX SPD to get that corner carry? True, yeah, it's medium or heavy. Sorry, something in my throat. Give me a second. God dang. Sorry, I'm dying. But yeah, like, it is medium or heavy only that got the corner carry. What do you think of roll into SPD? I'm not certain. I mean, latter half of a crossover, so you can roll, like, for 17 frames, because Ladiva, if you don't know, has the bottom one roll in the game. She has that good old 33 frame roll where everyone has the 29 frame one, right? Hold on, let me send the check-in message for the bracket real quick. Sorry, YouTube, I'm doing a couple of things at once here. Just got I'm running the open bracket in a sec, so I got to notify them real quick, like. Check-in has started. Please do so on challenge. There you go. All right, so yeah, so I guess it is only medium or heavy, right? But yeah, if you can roll into it and cancel again the latter half being like after 17 frames or something, that's gonna make it a lot easier, like we saw in that clip, right? To get that roll into medium or heavy SPD, right? I also check-in has started. Don't worry about it. So like these are good buffs. I don't see myself getting much off of roll of SPD. Well, it depends kind of what they mean by a latter half. Again, if you can like 16 frames of roll and then SPD, that's actually like pretty damn decent in my opinion, right? Anyways, strange, I will say. If I expected Ladiva buffs, I would have expected them to more like just jankier parts of her kits, like not necessarily increasing her power level full on, right? But I'm talking like, you know, making U headbutt a little bit less shitty, right? Making some of her anti-airs a little bit more consistent, right? Like stuff that'll make her better for sure, but more so just like little inconsistencies and jankness rather than a straight up power level buff. But I suppose it is, again, everyone's getting buffed, right? Everyone's getting buffed. So Ladiva kind of joining them along there is not that big of a deal, I suppose, right? Not the buffs I would have expected, though. All right, low aim, awesome sauce. I don't know which move this is. Critical hits are now guaranteed when skill icon is active. So here's the funny thing. I learned by reading this that Lowain gets criticals on the... So wait, hold on. Oh, which one's awesome sauce again? I forget. It's, oh yeah, it's his little, yeah. It's the little Rekka there, right? Yeah, so that's a thing. I didn't know that he could crit on this move. I learned this by reading this, right? Ground bounce increase for critical hits, ground bounce increase for fourth hit even when not critical. So today I learned that this thing used to have a crit chance. It was 25% or something apparently, and now when skill icon is active, like when it's not on cooldown, it always crits, right? Cool. So I mean, this lets him get way better conversions off of it. Yeah, like the Catabot right there, right? So sure, fine, yeah. That's I'm not sure if that's like a huge buff. Or so what the hell are critical hits? He gets that big bounce now, right? You can see right there, he gets the big bounce off of the awesome sauce. So like, sure, I guess that's something. I'm not sure. Like, he could already combo off this and get an extension mid-screen, right? But like, I guess this makes his combos better. He's gonna get more damage, more corner carry. That's fine by me. Lowain is not a particularly high damage character because he is kind of that zoner archetype. Helping him out a little bit in that aspect doesn't seem like a horrible thing. The gag character is no longer a gag character. I still think, by the way, Lowain is like pretty decent, right? Like, I think Lowain is like pretty fine. So I don't think he needed like huge buffs. Now, I'm the Lowain expert. This doesn't look like a huge buff to me, which is fine. Maybe I'm stupid, but like, he could already get mid-screen combos off this anyway, right? So like, this on itself does not seem like, oh my god, they tripled Lowain's damage or something. So like, that's okay with me. But it's, I mean, yeah, still, sure, a buff, why not? Lowain and the boys getting a little better. All right, here's the intro. This one's really interesting to me because this, of all the ones we've seen so far, this feels very meaningful, right? Vayne, so I said there's not very many dog water characters in this game. Vayne's bad, man. Again, Vayne's not unplayable. Vayne's not, it's not like he can never win, but Vayne's bad. Like, Vayne is one of the characters I would consider, like, truly, like, this character needs help, right? He's just not good, right? Vayne is just not a good character by my estimation, and he needs quite a bit to kind of help him along the path there, right? So, this is a meaningful ass Vayne buff. Yes, Vayne has mid-screen ground combos. Look at this, right? So auto combo into the arm destruction. Is this only the H version? Heavy. Okay, only the H version. That's fine, right? Vayne has mid-screen damage now. That's a big deal. Goddamn, sorry, my throat's dying apparently. Vayne has mid-screen damage. That's a big deal, man. That is like a real buff. Like, that is a very significant buff to Vayne. Just this. Again, this is not going to be the sum total of the Vayne changes, but just this is very meaningful, right? This is a big deal. Vayne being able to do, like, he can do auto combo, arm destruction, auto combo, wild beat, and he gets a lot of damage. He already had decent corner carry with wild beats, but now it's going to be, like, pretty good. Well, he already had, like, okay corner carry, right? Now this is, like, damage and corner carry, right? So this is a big deal. Just this? You should have had that to begin with? Yeah, probably. But, like, this is fine. Like, this is a big deal, man. This is like a for real big buff to Vayne. It might not seem like a lot, but just, like, going from a character who can't really hit you, like, combo you in the mid-screen, to someone who can, is a really big deal. Like, that's one of the big things that separates. That's one of the very best things about Ladiva is the fact that she has, like, really good mid-screen damage and corner carry, right? And it's one of the things that separates a lot of the very good characters from some of the midder characters. It's like, even in mid-screen, when they hit you, they do a lot of damage, right? So, like, that's huge. Like, it's a 6-second clip. We're not making out a bottom tier with this one. No. Like, I disagree firmly with Mr. Shiny Shiba right here. It forces combo pretty bad. Like, talking about 2H, yeah. This is a big buff. Now again, this is not just this alone is Vayne. He went from dog water tier to top tier, probably not. But again, if this is kind of the sort of things they're doing to Vayne, he's gonna be looking pretty happy after the patch, I think. Okay, so the last one, Now this is interesting. This is really interesting to me. I did not expect to see a 2B buff in here. If I'm reading this correctly, this is a 2B buff, which I'm sure everyone is very happy to read, right? Again, this is not the sum total of changes. This is both a nerf and a buff. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. But again, it's not going to be the sum total of changes to 2B. She may get buffed and nerfed. I don't think 2B is, like, crazy strong, by the way. I think he's good. Like, if Percival's getting buffed, I think 2B can get buffed. It's kind of how I have it in my head, right? But, like, everyone hates this character. Like, people, for how, like, everyone hated Beatrix when she was new and they're learning her. They still kind of hate Beatrix, right? But, like, for how old 2B is, people cannot stop talking about how much they hate fighting this character, right? I sort of get it, but my point is that this is a very interesting choice of buff to me. Now, it might not be up. Someone says it's buff and nerf. Let me actually watch what's happening. So, 2B's A150. What the hell? What the hell is this? Oh, okay. So this is I see. So this is her little thing where she puts the later doesn't play the same game. Whatever. Yeah, it's fine. I've heard more than enough explanation as to why people hate playing 2B. I don't need to hear it again. But yes. So this is her little aura thing she puts around you. After a throw, it automatically fires. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or not. I mean, I guess it gives her a combo. Unless her combo off her throw, I mean, that's pretty good. No longer disappears upon blocking is certainly good for her, right? I guess this doesn't go away when you make her block. She has no specials. Yeah. I mean, again, this letting her basically combo off a grab is pretty good, right? Maybe she would rather, like, save it for later, like trigger it at a different point. But again, the fact that you can just, like, not throw in that case. The fact that this lets you combo off a grab, that seems pretty good to me, right? So even though someone said this is a both nerf and a buff, this seems, for the most part, definitely to be a 2B buff, which I would consider a little strange. Just because of how much, like, negative PR this character has and the fact that they did nerf her pretty heavily in the Vayne patch, right? But, like, sure, okay, fine. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is the first one where I'm like, I'm curious. I am curious, right? Someone made the observation our meter gain is better. It'll be very funny if they reverse the skill gauge nerfs, yeah, or if they partially reverse them, right? It's completely new or just automatic now. Well, the fact that it fires after a successful throw, that's completely new. Yeah. And the fact that it no longer disappears upon blocking is all new, right? Yeah, so, I mean, easy to tell a throw is coming to in the scenario. I mean, but then that makes it, the fact that if you expect her to throw, that makes the rest of her options more deadly, right? So no, this is good. This is definitely a buff. Well, that's the end of the little Twitter previews. Real quick. We did have this Versusia trailer that kind of previewed some stuff, right? And we've seen a couple of these already. So they're like relatively, again, this is from Evo, so we've seen this, right? But the one thing, so this I've been told by Bubs players is a decent buff. I still don't think I fully understand it, but this little Unisonic into Chaos Caliber right there, right? You know, you want Versusia theme? You know what? Fine, yeah, we can turn off the Gamma finished skill music right there and turn on the music temporarily. But yeah, this so basically his little dive kick versus little Chaos Caliber, I think it is, little kick up he does apparently are on separate cooldowns now. These are two separate moves, right? Yeah, so Bubs has 5 specials now, essentially, yeah. So I mean, that's good, I guess. I'm sure, I still don't fully understand. I mean, I guess you can, I'm not sure what that Chaos Caliber, like the little kick, what its use is outside of a fallout from Unisonic. But again, Bubs players tell me they're relatively happy with this change. I'll believe them. Bubs is not my specialty by any means. This one's interesting to me, right? Zoe's U Lightning. I don't know if this is like a variation on it. If the move is Chaos Caliber is the spin, not the kick. Oh, okay, my bad. Yes. Is this a 2-part move? Yeah. So this, I'm not sure if this is like a completely different move now, Zoe's U Lightning, or what, right? Because it didn't used to do this. It's just like it's more of like it was one big lightning bolt that just kind of came down on you and it crumpled you if you hit. Now it's just like, it seems like it's just like a corner carry move now. Looks new. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is U Lightning or a separate skill or what, but this looks like a completely different move essentially for Zoe right here. This U Lightning. I mean, that's good. It's corner carry for Zoe. Again, Zoe was not necessarily like she was not exactly the queen of. I mean, she had some okay stuff with the record if you want to spend some meter, but like this, I guess, completely new move seemingly. Or U Lightning at least is a completely new move. Very interesting. Probably good. I feel like I didn't see Zoe's using U Lightning super often, and this I imagine will give it a lot more use. I mean, that's a ton. That is a shit ton of corner carry she's getting right there, right? Like just off of that. I mean, spending 50 meter to be fair, I imagine. But like, boy, is that a ton of corner carry, right? Because U Lightning sucks, yeah. So like that's definitely a big change, and probably a positive change too. Yeah, 668 afterwards too. So here is, this looks like the follow-ups off of Power Raise that were kind of discussed in the Twitter. Right? You can hear the crowd at Evo going crazy in the background there, right? So Power Raise, right? In the mid screen, gets that little spiral there, the little corkscrew like in Tekken or something, right? And then he goes U boots to extend it. I'm not sure if you need to spend 50 meter right there. Like I imagine if you can U boot, you can like close L or close M or close H even probably. So I don't think Gran needs to spend 50 meter for that. But still, I mean, yeah, Gran, even more mid-screen damage and corner carry for Gran. I will say, again, Gran is like, I think Gran has a lot of good stuff about him. His stats are just a little low, right? So like, if this is, yeah, Gran, yeah, we talked about that earlier, Hippo, yes. Gran has 3 levels instead of 5 now, true. Yeah, but Gran was like, he's not ass. His stats are just a little bit low. So like, I could see a world where Gran is actually pretty goddamn, like, it looks like they're giving him a lot. I could see a world where Gran is pretty goddamn nasty after this patch, right? But we'll see. Now wait. So this was an interesting one too, right? Lucilius, this is a change that we didn't see. So this is Lucilius's JU something right here. I don't know what jumping button this is, right? I think this is his like JU or something. Whatever it is, this air button like corkscrews, right? So he catches with the little up down right there, right? So this is very interesting. And then we see right there, that's the ground bounce they showed us in the Twitter clip, right? So you see it ground bounce a little bit higher. He gets that 2M extension. Same thing we saw in the Twitter clip. But the aerial right there, the air normal, like this corkscrewed Belial. Did it always do that? I don't think so, right? That's also new. Yeah, the little up down changes. We saw that in the Twitter clip. But that the air normal corkscrewing like that and letting him confirm so easily off of an air to air, I think is new. But maybe if it isn't, then that's just me. I've never seen a Lucilius use that move ever. The JU was useless. So is that before this change? So okay, so that is new then. This is new. Okay, good to know. This, I got really excited when I saw this at Evo because I thought this was Siegfried Fireball. I thought this was H Siegfried Fireball for a second. I thought, but it's not. This is Light Fireball. This is the point of this clip is that Anila's little U over the fence does something now, right? You see, like she jumps over the fireball and then like lands. It's a combo starter, right? This is that's good. This move did nothing, right? I think when me and Gabagool made the U skill tier list, I think we had this in waste of 50 meter. I saw Yago use this once against me in S++, and I got like very, very surprised because I've never seen Anila use this ever. Niche but solid. Yeah, like a decent, decent anti-projectile tool for Anila now, I guess, right? So you can like zone and kind of anti-zone. So how interesting. I'm okay with this. Hippo molding because Fairy is gonna get blown up by this. It's fine. We'll see how they change Fairy. We haven't seen any real information about what's happened to Fairy. The shit's gonna do 7 billion damage in the corner. Also true. She did sit on him, and all you freaks are excited about that one. But yeah, so like that's interesting for sure. A little Anila buff, and I think that's it, right? I think after this we just get Versusia's absolute cinema SSBA kill screen here. I mean, you know what? Why not? Let's finish it on this. Obviously, the big thing on August 20th, besides all the patch, Versusia is coming. She looks really goddamn cool. I can't wait to see her character trailer when it comes in. Yeah, it forces crouch on hit. Very true. We get Grandmaster too, right? That extra little rank if you're the top 10 of your character in Master Rank. There's a couple of different changes. Yeah, 5 days for Twitch right now, 4 days for YouTube when you guys are watching this. But you see right there, right? August 20th, new stage, balance adjustments, Grandmaster rank. Very, very cool stuff. I'm excited. Yeah, Belial's cock ring outfit also definitely happening. Grandmaster, yeah. So very all the apparently they're fixing some matchmaking stuff too. The announcement of the rats, true. Yeah, Vikala, Sandalphon, all coming soon. Anyway, not right now, not on the 20th, but you know. So yeah, this is again. The patch is going to be much larger than what we see right here. However, overall, besides maybe this, I'm a little surprised about this. Like all of these, I'm like, yeah, dude, sounds good to me, right? Lucilius, get it, like these buffs to Lucilius seem meaningful. The buffs to Gran seem meaningful. The buffs to Gran, I'm a little worried about actually. I'm actually wondering if Gran is going to be like kind of insane after this. But like the buffs to Gran seem meaningful. The buffs to Lucilius seem meaningful. Percival, sure, it seems like a little bit of a weird buff, but again, I think Percival's pretty good. I don't think I need like crazy Percival buffs. The buff to Catalina, I'm all on board with, right? The buffs to Ladiva, I'm a little surprised by, honestly. Again, if there's like, I'm a little surprised with the buffs to Ladiva. But that's my own thing. Even though I play Ladiva, I feel like Ladiva is kind of a character that like, I enjoy her. I like playing Ladiva. I think Ladiva is kind of like just bad. Like Ladiva's existence is kind of bad for the game, I think, right? Just like if she gets too good, right? So like we'll see what they do. But this is I didn't expect this, to be honest. Lane buffs, sure, seems weird, but sure. And yeah, Vayne. Oh, I'm very happy with the Vayne buffs, right? I think this is big, and I think he needs this. Please make Vayne a little bit less ass than he currently is. The 2B one, the lane buff does nothing. Yeah, it seems it's just gonna be a little bit more mid-screen corner carry or damage off spending that 5U, right? You can get a little bit more carry off it. It's not a huge buff. Tourney starting soon. Yes, tourney will be starting soon. That's why we're wrapping up the video right now. But yeah, like overall, for these previews, I would say, and the stuff that I'm seeing in this little Versusia trailer too, right? The Zoe changes, the Bubs changes. They all look good to me. It all like the Anila U over the head changes. I think I'm very happy with most of what I'm seeing so far. Of course, the pack's gonna be a lot bigger. Maybe they end up fucking it up horribly. I don't know. Right now, I would call myself cautiously optimistic. I think it looks to me, for the most part, like they know what they're doing. They're moving in the right direction to me. The Vayne patch is a similar thing. They were moving in the right direction, just not quite as big of a step as I would have wanted. This hopefully will be that big step, right? Cool. Yeah. So that is gonna do it for this video. I gotta go. I'm late to run my bracket, and I'm gonna probably start a little bit late, but okay, we'll speed run it. For now, YouTube, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you had a good time watching this. The patch notes themselves come out on 7 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. my time, Eastern time, on Saturday, the day after you're watching this. So if you want to come by, I'll be streaming that. Then I'll be live going over the patch notes and trying to explain, break it down. I'm trying to probably getting some stuff about characters I don't understand as well explained to me by chat. But yeah, come by, hang out. 10 p.m. is crazy work. Yeah, that's right. But yes, hope you enjoyed the video. That's gonna be it for me. Like, subscribe, comments, bells, obviously all greatly appreciated. Hope you, it helps the channel a lot in all sorts of different ways. I stream like I'm doing it right now. I stream every day from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, except for Fridays. Today you're watching this, I'm not streaming, but every other day I'm live. So come by, hang out. I have a Discord server if you want to come by, join, talk about the patch, mauled about your character's changes on the 20th, whatever you want to do. I'd encourage you to do so. There's link in the description down there. If you do join, be nice, or I'll shoot you in the head. We have a good community over there, and I want to keep it that way. Most importantly, hope you had a great time hanging out today, as always. I know I sure did. Excited, very, very, very excited about the Versusia patch. Again, cautiously optimistic. There are a couple of things I'm like raising my eyebrows at a couple of the changes. Overall, I think I'm very happy with what I'm seeing. I think they're gonna do well. Side games, I believe in you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.